The Abyssal Hunters are known for their synergy and their talents, and since modules upgrade these talents, how good can the Abyssal Hunter squad get? Really nasty, actually. You're starting a gang? Not again. Yeah, I know. Alright, well, as long as you guys aren't doing anything dangerous, I'll allow it. Andreana is a 5-star Deadeye sniper that everyone seems to forget is part of the Abyssal Hunters. Her first talent increases the attack speed of all Abyssal Hunters while in the squad, so no, you don't have to deploy her. She just has to exist. You'll see this as a recurring trend that the Abyssal Hunters just have to exist to benefit each other. Andreana's second skill increases her attack. Oh wow, that's a very big number. Her attacks will inflict minus 40% movement speed on the enemies for 6 seconds, with the only catch to the skill being that she can't target enemies less than 50% HP, so you'll have to use another operator to finish off the enemies. Even though this targeting seems annoying because she can't kill enemies, it's actually quite good for her. If Andreana had regular targeting, yes, she would be able to finish off the stragglers, but at the same time her attacks would often be overkill, so she would be losing damage. Andreana's module makes her do more damage if the target is further away from her. It's a decent module, helping you capitalize on Andreana's expansive range that comes with Deadeye snipers. The stat increases are HP and attack, which are a good amount, and the talent upgrades increase the attack speed on that Abyssal Hunter talent. At level 3, Andreana sitting in the squad can give Skadi and friends 20 more attack speed, but I'm sure a lot of you don't know how to make sense of this because the attack speed formula is way too complicated, so I'll just conceptualize it in a better way for you. Andreana gives all Abyssal Hunters around a 20% DPS increase, and that's a lot. It's very straightforward. More damage equals good, but this is just the beginning to all the stacked buffs the Feech squad give to each other, so let's go to the next operator. Since Skadi is a 6-star, she gets 2 modules, but these 2 mods have different uses between them. Skadi's X module increases the damage she does against blocked enemies with HP and attack as stat buffs. The second and third stages upgrade her redeployment talent, lowering it by 10 seconds for each stage. Not surprisingly, this mod pairs with the Helidrop skill, aka her second skill, because of the lowered cooldown on deployment. Skadi's Y module gives her a second life after her HP reaches 0 the first time. The second life reduces her max HP by 60%, but gives her 30 attack speed. This mod goes with Skadi's third skill since it has the ability to strengthen her total damage on that big stat stick skill. The talent upgrades for the module at stage 3 makes Skadi give 22% attack and 20% HP to all Abyssal Hunters when Skadi exists. You don't have to deploy her, just like with life, half the battle is showing up. So on top of Andreana's pretty good attack speed buff, you get massive amounts of attack and HP with Skadi's talent for a max Feech squad. Obviously, it depends on a map-to-map basis which module you're going to use, but generally speaking, more Abyssal Hunter clears use Skadi's third skill along with the module that buffs the attack and HP of all Abyssal Hunter members because of how big the stat increases are. Now you may think that 20 attack speed, 22% attack, and 20% HP for all Abyssal Hunters is already powerful, but no, we're not done here. God, I'm really hungry. What are you guys doing in my kitchen? Gang activities? Isn't that just chess? Okay, I'll have to be real for a second. Playing chess in my kitchen is not gangster of you at all. I've already talked about Specter's first module extensively in this video, so if you missed out on that, you can go watch that by clicking the funny thingy majiggy in the top right corner. Giving a very basic summary of it though, her X module makes the substitute's damage so good that sometimes it's just better to have Specter constantly revert back to her doll form so that she can kill things with the AoE arts damage slow. But now her second module has been released, so let's see if it does anything different than her first. Specter's Y module gives her substitute more HP. This is okay. It's not that great because remember, the doll forms of doll keepers have 0 block, which means they can't block melee enemies, which means they won't get damaged from melee attacks, so only ranged enemies can kill doll keepers. I can see where it'd be useful, specifically if the doll is trying to tank against ranged enemies that deal arts damage, but those cases are pretty rare considering the fact that her doll is tanky enough to deal with most range damage. The talent upgrades give even more HP to all Abyssal Hunters while also giving them 0.5 SP per second. These talent upgrades seem really good, specifically the SP because that can cut down cooldown times by a third, but the bigger question is if this module is better than her first, and that answer is, in most cases, no. Spec Alter alone is practically unkillable, so increases in HP are kinda redundant. The SP regen is a lot, but at this point everyone just deals so much damage with basic attacks alone from Skadi and Andreana's talents that you don't need to rely on skills very much. The biggest issue is the opportunity cost of the first module. You're missing out on so much damage of that substitute when you equip the second module, so it's better to take the first mod. While you won't be stacking more buffs on the Abyssal Hunters, which may be disappointing, you still get one cracked schizophrenic nun who refuses to die. What are you guys doing? I thought I made it very clear I would allow gangs if you guys weren't doing anything dangerous. Having a gang fight is extremely dangerous and I will not tolerate this any longer. It's a group staring contest? Wait, who's winning? Honestly, yeah, I'm not surprised you guys lost against Cinderella and Blemishine. So, Spec Alter gave massive buffs to HP and SP regen. How broken can Gladia's module be? Gladiia is the 6-star puller welfare that came from Undertides. Her first talent lets all Abyssal Hunter operators recover 2.5% of their max HP per second and take 25% less damage from seaborne enemies. Her second talent makes her deal more damage to enemies less than 4 weight. Gladia's module makes enemies take 800 arts damage per tile moved when she shifts an enemy. Since threatening enemies tend to have 3 or higher weight, Gladiia won't benefit as much from this trait upgrade, which is a tad disappointing, but more damage is always welcomed. The talent upgrades, however, are the most unhinged thing I've ever seen from a mod. It increases the HP regen, which is, expected, but then it removes the seaborne condition on stage 2, letting all Abyssal Hunters get that damage reduction on every enemy in the game, and it increases it to 30% at stage 3. Alright, so let's make a list of enemies this module doesn't work on, which is mainly true damage. So you have JTA 3 and JTA 2 Tulula, because her basic attacks deal true damage. You have the Essence of Evolution from Originium Dust, because the explosion deals true damage. You have the Cannon from Chapter 10, that's coming very soon. And that's it. Every enemy except the ones I named will deal 30% less damage to Abyssal Hunters when Gladiia is on the field. There's probably some enemies I forgot about, but that doesn't matter. If my girl Blemishine only gets a 15% damage reduction as her trait upgrade, then why the hell do all Abyssal Hunters get to disregard this much damage? To total all the buffs, when bringing the entire fish squad, you get a bunch of attack speed, attack, and HP, and on top of that, you get HP regen and damage reduction. So now everyone has damage, healing, and tanking, which is basically everything you need in an operator. But let's inhale a bit of copium though, shall we? Like, what does 30% physical and arts damage reduction really mean? It can't be that good, right? Okay, so in this clear, Skadi can just straight up tank damage from a Demolitionist leader. Wait, how much attack do those guys have again? 2,200. At the end, they kill him too, with Skadi's basic attacks, despite the guy having, 1,000 defense. I think this single example emphasizes enough how the Abyssal Hunter squad is broken, so I'll just leave it here. All in all, Abyssal Hunter modules are so broken, it's making me think this entire system was a mistake. I'll see you guys next week when I get trauma from visiting an aquarium.